It's off. Cuckoo, of course, should have a good time there. Have to watch your lasso timing with the swaps. 496. Hung's farm is key. The rest of your team can just kind of bash their heads against a wall when they get the level 6 mark. So level 6 is going to be key for Bombi especially. But once you've got that up, you've got the ganking squad here, you know? Group up, get the hooks off, set up for your team, swap hook, stun hook are all good. And you can start to pile in those kills. So 496, explosive draft. And we finally get to see that Pudge persona. You know, we haven't seen that since it launched, at least in a pro game. So there it is. In all of its, I don't know if I want to say glory. I want to say mediocrity, perhaps. In all its mediocrity, in all its mediocrity, Mike. It's there. I mean, it's nice. But you could have done so much more. You know?
Was that me?
Like, why isn't it his... It should be his hand flying out with a little string. You know? So
Yep.
Why? And his rod should be cotton. Why?
Times are tough, John. Can't always get what we want.
No. Still, you know, I want to watch Yassi really close here. I want to see if he can make it work. You know, it's like Fudge has had his kit so hammered down that it's just hard to be as effective as before. It can still be, right? But it's a bit harder in Savage just telling Bombi to already chill out. Yeah, he's very chill though, right?
He is.
Such a chill guy.
Yep.
Oops, was that me?
Apart from when they start getting kills going, in which case the voice lines come out. Seen that quite a lot from 496. Still, it's going to be a very tough match. Like, Among Us, they haven't dropped a game yet throughout the whole group stage, so it'd be very impressive if 496 could take a game off them. It's going to be much, much easier said than done. I suppose that's why they go for all these really weird drafts. So maybe Among Us don't know what to expect here. Neither do we, for that matter, so make enough sense.
Yep. I'm still... These lanes are also really funky. Like, you look, Bombi's up top. I think that BB might just be on the support bench. He's the one who bought the sentry out.
So safe lane Phoenix.
Perhaps? I mean, that's the thing when they don't have 458. They all just do whatever rolls. Right? That's what 496 does. They just throw the book out of the... Throw the playbook out and just decide, all right, what do you guys want to play? And they figure out from there still. Yeah, they're sending red up top as well. So it's going to be the support Venge, the core Phoenix for Bombi, and the dual lane of Venge Timbersaw. That's going to be up against Whitemon and Cuckoo on that Bat. So it's going to be that Bat Timbersaw lane, as you mentioned, just avoiding the Centaur matchup.
It's a really nice, really nice ward-giving vision for Among Us. They had that deep observer ward so they could get the lane swap off before the lane started.
Yeah, that's just going to be preempting it as well, and it's going to make it tricky for 496 to match that. Of course, they will have to show, like down bot, you already see Jabs and Savage getting started at it. Yassi has not skilled up. No, he got the hook. So he's going to try to hammer in those hooks. A bit difficult against these two heroes, but we'll see what he can get done. Trading hits with Jabs.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to, right? You're still a +4 here, but Yassi is going to have a bit of a struggle up against Jabs on that Centaur, and that is going to be the first blood. Perhaps not expecting the level 2 mark to hit that fast for Jabs, but it did. And he does skill up the double edge for a very easy kill. That's not the start you want if you are rather 496.
No, definitely not, but it's the risk you take, right? Yassi's going to need some levels up to really secure himself in this lane. Bombi can try to apply that harassment, but these two heroes together are really tanky. Jabs is just so big on the center early on, and it's just going to complicate it. Of course, once Yassi gets some levels up, you can start to look for kills. If you get a hook here, no.
Try to, but does miss out. Of course, in that mid lane, Hung, he's in danger. Tries to get that refraction off, but Abed wants to go for this chase. Hung should just be dead, and will actually turn around with a salve now. Abed, gotta be careful, and Hung will get it. Oh, that is a beautiful play out from Hung.
Just baiting it out. Abed, hook, line, and sinker falling for it. Good punishment coming out. Sets Hung up for some time to recover. He was falling a bit behind in terms of last hits, 10-0 compared to Abed's 14-4, but you got to respect that right-click power of the TA. It's really high. Abed still at level 3, of course, means he doesn't have a value point in the slight. If he did, he might have been able to dance there. Still, Hung, if he keeps that pace up, Abed might be off on the wrong foot. Gonna be tricky. Have to watch that 4-minute mark for the supports. If they can come in, help you secure those initial power runes. It's already a bit of a slow start though. Like Whitemon is still level 1 here up top. Really just trying to give Cuckoo as much space as possible. It's the same story for Dat BB though. He's being shoved back. So both past 5s just stuck at a very low mark. Might not make it as easy to rotate out of those lanes as you'd want at the 4-minute mark.
It certainly won't be. Cuckoo trying to steal the double stack of small camp creeps, which is one of the nice things about that support Bat Rider is you can just make it impossible to get pulls off in that safe lane, and of course that is really going to hurt 496, as this lane is eventually just going to start pushing in as it is now, and Red will have to struggle a bit more with that farm on the timber. There goes Whitemon again, just denying any kind of pull off from that BB, and that's just the idea. Don't let him pull. Always have the creeps on your side of the river, and that'll just mean that Red will be able to will have a very tough time up against the Bat Rider of Cuckoo.
Yeah, I mean, he can still sustain himself, but this is not the lane domination you're seeing, although Whitemon.
It's very low. Whitemon does go down. Cuckoo still trying to go for this chase, but Red wants to go for a fight now. Red's low, but the Whirling Death, no, the chain's not going to be enough for Cuckoo. The Magic Missile does connect. That BB, if he gets this kill, will be well worth it. He will not. And with that, Among Us going to be satisfied.
Yeah, they got the kill on Cuckoo. They are keeping a very big lid on that Timbit bound bot.
Gab's going to go down. Bombi, you can't underestimate him on the Phoenix. Does end up securing a nice pick off on the Centaur.
Yeah, I mean, that's the awkward thing with the Centaur support. You have to be up front. You have to take those hits. There's a lot of magic damage here from 496 to eat through that raw HP. So there's a lot of damage there. You do see the early power rune pickup by Cuckoo. So that's going to mean that Hung's not going to have a refill. They even just tossed jabs down mid to get Abed his free refill. So he's going to be in a good spot. Still ahead in last hits, but Yassi now might make a play.
Trying to go for a hook there onto Abed, but he's right underneath vision. Abed should be able to juke out the hook quite easily if it came to it, but Yassi probably realizing now he was under vision. We'll go back down towards the bot lane. We'll try to make sure that Bombi continues having a decent time on that Phoenix. Of course, Jabs is unable to zone out the Phoenix now, as you do have those level 2 Fire Spirits up and the level 2 Icarus Dive. So it does become a very dangerous kind of idea to try and contest Bombi when he does have those spells up, as you do tend to just take a lot of magic damage.
Oh yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one. Again, with the Void, you want to watch the timing when you do go for that time walk. Just going to be chasing the runes here on the supports for now. Jab's not find a favorable one, although up top.
Yeah, that baby is going to be all right. Let's go for a quick TP out. That'll allow Red to just get back to his own lane, and he's going to actually just start farming some jungle stacks. Of course, Cuckoo doesn't want to allow those stacks to go down, as he's the one who wants to take them, but Red is going to keep forcing it. Whitemon going to be there to try and steal them away, and he does steal quite a couple, but Red will do the same. However, Jabs is going to make his way into the lane now on the Centaur. So he'll just leave 23 Savage alone down at that bot lane, and looks like Jabs is going to start roaming on the Centaur. But mid lane, Abed, look for a chase onto Yassi. We'll think better of going underneath that tier 1 tower, but Hung will TP in with the side blades, doing a lot of damage. Jabs will show himself. Hung looking for that side blade damage, needs one more, but Abed will be safe. Now there's actually a lot of heroes in the mid lane from Among Us and 496. In fact, make it 6 of them. Hook, not going to land on Whitemon, he'll be fine.
Yeah, it's the mid fiesta time here for both sides. And Abed.
He's going to go for a chains out onto Yassi. Does have a double damage, so it's a lot of damage coming out, but Abed now has been slowed up and hung. Will turn back around. Yassi has that hook shot up. He's just going to try and get the right angle and almost gets it. Ooh, that was very close. Abed must have felt that on the backside. Very disturbing.
Yep, does get out in the end, but they do manage to save Yassi, so they're not finding these early kills here from Among Us. The rotation's not quite amounting to that. That is time for these other cores to farm up, but Savage is still struggling. 28-7, not the smoothest start for him. You can see Bombi really applying that pressure, not making it easy for our Faces Void to find that ramp up. This might cause issues down the line, although Bombi.
Savage is going to have a go at this. Hoping for a bash, but not getting any, and now a nice hook out from Yassi. And that is literally threading the needle there, John. It was, Bombi was surrounded by 3 heroes, but the hook still made it in. Very nice from Yassi.
Yeah. And that opens up a chance for them to force something out. They've got 6 in Bombi. He has the egg. It's a bit of a risky time for Among Us to force a fight out here, as they don't quite have that same power spike.
Look at Savage. He is really having a tough time. 2.8k net worth. His CS is not gone as well. This is what you kind of come to expect from this team, as bot lane, Yassi does connect with the hook onto Whitemon. Whitemon going to cookie jabs in, but doesn't really connect with the stun, and Yassi going to try and run, but does get hit with the hoof stop, and should be dead here. Jabs will be able to pick up a very nice kill there on the Centaur.
Yeah, it's a good one to slow it down. Evens out the kill board. All of this movement coming out is really 496 trying to leverage that early spike. This is time that Among Us is using to build up in Kuku. You take a look at that Bat Rider, kind of up there in upward. Not quite as high as you'd want, but is building up. You know, he's going into the travels build, then he can start shoving those lanes out, buying that space for Savage. But Among Us, they've got that chrono up in Savage bot. They might want to make use of it somehow.
They definitely do. Yassi going to try and force that chrono as he does show up. Got to be careful though. Hawk is out on Savage. That'll force the time walk. Now the magic missile. They don't really want a chrono because they know Bombi. He's probably going to have the fire spirits and he's probably going to have the egg. And that might make it just a complete waste here for Savage if he did throw it out. So he does hold on, but now Bombi trying to get more aggressive with this damage that he can get out, and Savage, of course, can't officially time walk away from that magic damage. It is just over time. So it does make it a bit tough on Savage.
Yeah, and he just has to ditch that lane, find farm elsewhere. He might go for a kill attempt, but...
Oh, nice lasso. Red in danger. Can he find his way out? He does have the chains. Savage!
Oh, boy.
It's a lot of damage out from Red. And, well, that'll make it a 3-4 now for 496.
That's not what you're looking for, Among Us. Savage tried to play aggressive, but you gotta respect the damage flying in. Doesn't even commit the chrono, so they don't find a kill. Gonna set them back a ton. You can see Savage's farm relative to everyone else. Really bad spot to be in. 3.2k net worth. Needs to play catch up. I don't think you're going to do anything with that early chrono. There's just no chances here. 496 are running a very tanky draft. And, you know, while all that action happens, Hung gets free farm in the jungle. So the desert's going to be up soon.
Abed trying to deal with Bombi. He does have Egg Icarus dive. Yassi waiting around, looking for a hook opportunity. Abed going to make sure he jukes this one out, but Yassi never really gets it out. Does hold on. Might want to wait till that level 6, and now he does have it with the tomb. So you have the dismember, and it makes it much more effective once you connect the hook, especially on a hero like the Ember. Be able to just lock him down long enough to get some damage out. See when Yassi does get that opportunity, but for now Abed is going to rotate up top, where he'll try to make a play onto Red, but I think it is going to be slightly challenging. Especially because he does have the casual cloak up and he is working towards the Hood of Defiance. And even now, you've got the Deso on that TA.
Yeah, it's not quite lining up for Among Us. They've given too much time mid. They keep focusing Red.
Yeah, lasso out. Here's those Mortimer's Kisses. Red gonna try and go out with the Chakram. Hook shot gonna be up from Yassi, but it is still gonna mean the Timber dead, and now Yassi's gonna be in trouble. They'll commit the Phoenix Egg, but it is not gonna be enough to keep them safe, as all of the side of Among Us are up this top lane, ready to force down this T1 tower. 496. Yeah, not gonna waste their time. Among Us, of course, gonna go after that T1 now.
Yeah, it's going to be a big tower to take. Frees up some space here for Savage to freely farm. You don't have the same clump up down bot for 496. They have no opportunity to go for a tower trade. That is something that's going to hurt them just a bit in the short term in terms of map control. It does look like they're just waiting for the blink on Hung, but they're still out there for the defense, and Among Us not feeling confident.
Savage. Red does chain into him. Yassi again going to be around. So this Pudge persona is so trolly. Just the way it skips around the map. Looks very, very cute. 23 Savage, gotta be wary. The hook shot is there from Yassi. He's holding out, however. Now Arbed gonna remnant back in. Onto Red with the Cookie and Savage. He'll just commit the chrono on the Pudge to make sure there are no games. And Yassi is caught out and does go down. And Among Us now really starting to take a nice lead in this game number 1.
Yeah, they're pulling ahead. Less than 1k so far, but they find that tier 1 top. They found the objective they were looking for. You don't see that progress yet from 496. This is just space for Hung. So he's going to have his blink in about 300 gold. Once you've got that in the TA, 496 has to start playing together, maybe forcing objectives out.
Big smoke behind him. Hung is pretty screwed here. He'll try and fight this one out. Bombi in with the Fire Spirits, but it is not going to help. And now Bombi, he doesn't have Icarus time. He doesn't want to die like this. He needs 3 seconds, but he's not going to get that 3 seconds. Among Us really starting to clean up now into the mid T1 tower. And 496, they can't really afford to fall behind with this draft of theirs. As if they do, they will just get outscaled. And Yassi going to try for a hook shot. He does land it, but it is not going to matter, as you may just lose Red now. And with that, Mortimer's Kisses to fly out. Punch is on fire and is going to die. Even another. That BB coming in to try and help, but it does not pan out.
Oh, that's pretty much a full team wipe that got staggered there for 496, and they have to start playing together at some point. They can't be streaming in one by one. Among Us is just going to keep running at them as fast as possible to offset that early pickoff potential they built with this draft. Like now, the timing of Red, he had that Hood of Defiance early, but his pipe follow-up is going to take a bit more to build up. You're going to have the Yule's late as well, and you've already got the Spirit Vessel in Abed. He has 8 charges to pump out. That's a lot of sustain and damage that the Ember can now bring in.
What is this build from Bombi? Dagon into Ethereal Blade now. Top lane, or rather bot. Tongue does go down. Red still trying to play around here as Yassi going to land the hook. That'll be Cuckoo in trouble, and he does die. Arbed now going to be in a spot of danger, but he will continue to chase down the Pudge. Does get him as well. Red's very low. Arbed still with that haste rune, just running around in circles around them. They will go on to Bombi now. He will commit the egg, but it surely goes down. Nice swap out from that BB, but it is not going to be enough. And now with that Arbed, should be able to get Red on the Timber, and with the Remnant forward, that'll be Red gone. And Arbed is starting to take over this game. That BB is going to try and run, but Arbed should surely be able to kill him off, although it doesn't connect with the chains.
Scanning for enemies.
That BB still running, still buying some time. Magic Missile out. They are just taking a bit of time, and Arbed does eventually get it for himself.
Oh boy, like this back and forth just never ends. And 496, well, it's starting to fall a bit flat here, Mike. You pointed out that build in Bombi. I used to love this build, but I don't know about it in this case. Like the burst damage is going to be good. This is going to melt Savage. He's going to have a BKB fast. I have to say, when you're stalled out on Dagon window, it's a bit awkward. You would have loved a Radiance instead now, if you could farm it up. or even just the standard Veil and Chivas if you wanted to, but 496, they're faster draft now, 5k behind at 16 minutes in. If they can land a good team fight though, if they can get their spells off at the right time, get Hung in a good spot, they can still win. It's just that they're playing this farm game. Hung wants his BKB before he's ready to go, and oh.
Could be in danger. Hung is going to get caught out. Another easy kill out for Among Us. This game is starting to look extremely bad. I mean, Hung is your top net worth. He doesn't really want to give his life away like that. Desperately needs that BKB up. Now mid lane, Yassi gonna go for the Dismember onto Cuckoo, but really doesn't deal any damage. Does end up dying now. Even the Stampeder, Bombi, caught out by the lasso, committed the Dagon. It does get the egg off, but there is absolutely 0 point. So they are gonna be able to easily burst it down. So continuing to look like a massacre here.
It really is. It's starting to fall a bit flat.
Ahmed gonna go after that BB. Another easy kill.
Wow, that Spirit Vessel, it looks like a Bloodstone now, Mike. 12 charges up. How? I mean, he can just keep spamming it out. You're never gonna have the chance to regen True here if you're that Timbersaw, and that's the strength of the hero. Now, Savage is in a compromised spot, but he's fine. Hook can be a bit tricky sometimes when there's a camp, unfortunately.
Can be. Mid lane Arbit. Gonna show his face. Don't have the greatest lockdown here from 496, so Arbit's just having the freest game of his life, it feels like. One of his kisses, bot lane, are going to be expended out onto red. Hook is going to land onto Whitemon. Can they blow him up? Hung, he does get him out, but Savage is in with the two-man chrono. Nice swap out from that BB, but it is not going to matter. They still take both of them out, and now Hung, he's a sitting duck. He will also die. Red is still...
Savage?
They actually get Savage. That Dagon is going to pay off for Bombi, but it is going to cost him his own life. And Red is still going. Does pick off jabs now on the Timber. And although they continue to lose the team fight, they do sort of even it out. Danger. Arbed should be able to get this one, and yeah, Red is going to go down. Another nice play from Arbed.
Yeah, that does end up being a full team wipe coming out for Among Us. So they steadily build their lead. You need this BKB up for Savage really fast, because he's going to be bursted down like this consistently. But he's going into these fights without the MKB. So you can see that Among Us do want to just keep that pace up. They're not giving any breathing room towards 496. I mean, you could say this hurts Savage's farm, yeah, but it's also hurting Hung. And the TA is much more timing sensitive than that faces Void. Hung is still up there. He's hanging in very close to Abed's net worth. His BKB still gonna be there, although...
Yeah, Lasso in the mid lane. Yassi. And he had chained up Arbit. Be able to get another nice easy kill for himself, and he does. Into the mid lane it is, but 496, they want to fight. Never back down, they say. Among Us, they are going to back off, of course. It is about that time for those 20-minute bounty runes. And on top of that, you do now have Savage with an MKB, so he is going to try and solo the Roshan, while another team fight breaks out. Whitemon going to be caught, or more like that BB is going to be caught. Cuckoo going to go for the chase with the Mortimer's Kisses to fly in. Now Arbed going to be there with the chains onto Red with the Spirit Vessel, and that is going to be another easy cleanup as Among Us continue this domination of game number 1. Bombi not going to be chained. He'll be okay to walk out.
Oh man, that was that BB trying to be aggressive with swap, doesn't get paid off, and in that downtime, Savage does go into the Roche. A couple of bashes more would have been his doom, but they're gonna find it. He did just solo Roche for the most part. So that's the first Aegis going to Among Us. Great use of that space. 496. What's really hurting them is the timings on that Timbersaw. We pointed it out earlier, but him stuck in the Hood of Defiance means he's not blocking as much damage. He needs the ults up. It's just not there. They're sinking all the farm onto Hung. So this investment on the TA has to jump back at some point. Although...
A nice lasso out onto Yassi, onto the high ground, and they're going to let him
Oh
burn.
boy.
Yeah, they'll let him burn, all right. Shotgun out from Whitemon will get the job done. Now 30-9 now. So it's getting very, very one-sided. 15k net worth lead. Octarine Core up on Arbed and Aghanim Scepter up on Whitemon. Down that bot lane. Red really is having a lot of trouble fighting, and now the Gobble Up stun out from Whitemon. Oh, he spit Arbed in, and it connected on both of them. Now Red's going to try and make a run for it, but they've got the cookie there, and this Timbersaw is almost guaranteed to die. He's trying. He is trying, but not looking great for him as Arbed is just not done. Oh boy.
Goodness, this is a lot to overcome. Check the net worth, even Whitemon's above Bombi, and that was a core Phoenix, mind you. So, it's getting very difficult for 496 to find those team fights. You just look at that. They smoke, they TP, they're hunting. Hung.
He still hasn't got that BKB. He's so close. He needs to try and fight back up against Cuckoo, but it's just not enough. Cuckoo on this Batrider has been really efficient this game, John, just with the sticky napalm.
Aw, chaps.
Yeah, chaps in a spot of trouble, but not so much. Meanwhile, Bombi trying to deal with Arbed, but they just cookie him. Whitemon getting that kill. Now Arbed moving forward once again with the Gobble Up. Yassi's in trouble. It is raining fire, and they'll lose the punch, and maybe even that BB. Whitemon gets a double kill now on the Snapfire.
What is this game? 37-9, 20k lead. These fights are breaking off across the map. Literally different lanes. They're still all hooking up. And 496, they've got to find that farm. The BKB's almost done and hung. Really important to hammer that in. Once you do, your TA can maybe deal with it. I'm so scared. It doesn't feel like it'll be enough. We haven't even seen Savage throw any follow-up Chronos anymore. They just don't need it.
Nope. No, they do not. It's been the Arbed show this game. Arbed has been an absolute tear on this Ember, and that's why you don't really want to give him this hero. He does tend to make things like this happen. Down to that bot lane. They may feel confident enough to go high ground. It is a huge net worth lead. Red, he's going to get lassoed up. Savage will jump in, just trying to burst him down as Arbed will go into the back lines and try to hold everyone else back. But they get a dismember, they get the egg off. They have to be careful here Among Us, or maybe not. They're bursting them down. Bombi, he gets the egg to finish, but he's got no more teammates. 3 down for nothing. Onto the high ground.
They managed to stall for the BKB. The Hung's got that ready. Question is it going to be enough? That Chrono is still up from Savage. BKB won't stop that.
No, it won't. This game is looking to be very, very over. Dota Plus? Yeah, Dota Plus is sitting at 99%. It knows. It's just, you don't have any scaling on 496. Like, there's nothing to take you through to the late game. And you're talking about this TA, but it's like, the TA's the mid-game goal. Not... We are about to end the mid-game, and they're 23k net worth behind, so it's just... It hasn't worked, and now Savage is going to get himself a free kill into that BB, it looks like, unless he gets hooked out by Yassi, but it's not going to matter. He'll just commit the Chrono onto Bombi, and now back to Red. He's going to have to just chain away, but the Remnants are chasing Arbed. He is not done. Onto Hung, forcing the BKB out, and that'll be a cue to leave back towards their tier 3. But Hung is about to have that BKB wear off, and at least they do get the Aegis. They're going to lose that BB on the bench, however. Into the tier 3 tower, and Cuckoo is looking for another lasso. Stampede going to be out from Jabs. They get the chains off onto Red. Cuckoo does connect with the lasso, and now Savage coming in style once again as Whitemon just using that Gobble Up very effectively, and they call the GG well played. They've had enough. That'll be game 1 to Among Us.
Oh, Jesus. Among Us, not messing around? Really? I mean, their draft was just as confusing, right? We had the Jab Centaur, which still found its blink timing, still found its pipe timing. We had the White Mon Snap, which, of course,